Hey guys, so Vancouver, British Columbia has been considered to have some of the most unaffordable real estate in the world, and perhaps one of the largest bubbles in real estate history, other than mainland China. We have prices have been basically rising since the year 2000 all the way up until 2016, 2017. As interest rates kept going down, property prices kept going up, and it caused a massive rise in property prices, double digit rises for years and years without a correction. A lot of it is simply due to interest rates dropping. The bubble has become a little bit bigger. Eventually, the Asian investors have noticed our market and started spilling their money into the market once they've seen it rise and rise and rise, as they wanted to get in for a ride and hopefully double or triple their money. And it continued on. So now there's a website that has a game. It's called Crack Shack or Mansion. And the objective of the game is to guess whether it's a crack shack or $1 million plus mansion. So we're going to play the game today and see how well we do. I know the market somewhat well, so I'm hoping that I get most of these right, even though they're probably going to try to trick me. But these are actual prices of what they're listed for, and believe it or not, most of those properties, because the demand is so great here, most properties end up getting into bidding wars. So when they post a home for a certain price, usually there's multiple offers and it ends up selling for significantly more, and sometimes several $100,000 more than what they were asking. So it's an extremely irrational market. And a lot of economists have been warning that it's not sustainable, and that eventually the bubble's going to burst and the fun's going to end, and a lot of people are going to get hurt. And we've seen our brothers upstairs here on the bottom, United States, went through their crash, and we just keep going and keep going. So now I believe it's the second most unaffordable real estate in the world. So let's take a look. Let's play this game. We got to guess whether these properties are crack shacks or $1 million mansions. So let's give it a shot. First property right here. This case here, the grass is pretty bad. It's a tiny little home. I would guess this is a crack shack. No, this is so take a look down here. This home is $1.18 million in Vancouver, and in order to qualify for a mortgage, you would need an income of $400,000 a year to purchase this home. So start saving. Maybe one day you'll achieve this great wonder. Let's go next. This place here, I mean, it's a pretty big property. I can see has quite a bit of land. Yeah, there's not houses close by. I'm gonna guess this is a mansion, mainly because of the amount of land they have. Oh wow, it's a certified crack shack. Okay. Wow, so I'm wrong. Let's take a look here. This has got to be a crack shack. What is a tree growing out of the patio here, the walk-in area? Wow. Yeah, I would be surprised if this wasn't a crack shack. Wow. So this property is almost $1.8 million. And it's basically, with the way the property prices are going, you buy this home fairly quickly, you can probably flip it for $2 million, because our Asian investors are coming in and they're buying up everything they can, hoping that this property will one day be 5 or 6 or 7 million, which clearly is unrealistic. So let's keep going. This is, wow, based on the neighborhood, I'm seeing some nice trees here. And these trees are generally, from what I recall, I think are in the North Vancouver area, which is a little more expensive. So I'm guessing that this is actually a mansion. So let's give that a try. Wow, no, so it is a certified crack shack. Okay. Let's take a look here. This place here, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is looks like the Vancouver area. I would say that this looks like it's in a bit of a more expensive area. I'm gonna guess mansion here. This is probably over 1 million. Wow, this is $2 million. So, um, yeah, $1,996,000. So that's insane. I mean, you'd have to have your entire family saving up, and you'd have to have some incredible incomes. You'd have to be a doctor to afford this. This place here, pretty old. It kind of looks a little bit like a condo. There's a condo on the side. I'm gonna say crack shack. Wrong. Over $1 million for this house. Wow. This place here, yeah, hard to say. I don't know what all these people are doing. You got a barbecue going on. You got people on the roof. You got some construction stuff. I'm gonna say this is mansion. I don't know why, but it's not that badly taken care of. Wow, it is. It is a certified crack shack. Okay. Oh, this place here. Oh man, I really hope this is a crack shack. Oh man, please be a crack shack. I really hope someone didn't pay over $1 million for this. Let's do it. $1.5 million. Yeah, I mean, when you buy a property and you mortgage it over the process of your 25 or 30-year mortgage, you're going to pay twice as much with interest. So, I mean, you're going to pay $3 million by the time you're done with this. That's just insane. I mean, 1.5 million for this. This place here, I don't know what this is. It's got to be, well, it's an apartment building, so I don't know how that could be a crack shack. But it looks like the east side, which is, yeah, the east side of Vancouver has a lot of homeless and stuff, so I'm going to guess crack shack. Yeah, correct. We got one. This place here, uh, it's pretty tiny. But it looks like a place that some old granny would live in. So I'm actually going to guess a crack shack. And I mean, a house like this probably would have been bought, 30 years ago for $30,000. And, over the years, it's skyrocketed to probably around $1 million. But let's take a look. Wow, yeah, $1.14 million. So we're correct on this one. The price is low due to the lack of stainless steel appliances. Wow, just buy it, add some stainless steel appliances so it looks decent inside, and you can probably flip it for another $100,000. Let's check it out. This one here, yeah, with all the writing in the walls, this looks like it's partially boarded up here. I don't know what this is on the side, if someone's living in a trailer or what. I'm really hoping this is a crack shack. I can't see this being over $1 million. Okay, yeah, this is a crack shack. Next, this here. Yeah, it looks pretty old. No one takes care of the grass. Just really untaken care of. I would say it's a crack shack. Wow, this is an over $1 million property. $1,049,000. Okay, I'm really hoping this is a crack shack. Please be a crack shack. I mean, this is just old and wood, rotting wood everywhere. I wouldn't even want to live in something like this, but so I mean, this just has to be a crack shack. Please be a crack shack. $1.3 million, gentlemen. Look at this. You can save your whole life. You can become a lawyer or a doctor, save your money, invest, save, invest, save, invest, and eventually you'll be able to afford, a 30-year mortgage on a place like this in Vancouver. This is just insane. Like, this is what people are paying, and oftentimes these properties, they go into bidding wars because there's a shortage of homes and there's an influx of buyers coming in with, a lot of cash, and interest rates are low, so they're selling like hotcakes. I mean, I've had friends who put their condos up for sale in their homes and sold. The first two people that came in to look at them started fighting for it, and it sold within days. So this place here, I mean, it's got to be a crack shack. Let's try it. Crack shack. 1.77 million almost. That's incredible. That's over 1.1 million dollars. I mean, good luck. I mean, look at this place. I mean, it's all looks like the wood is all rotting. It's old. I mean, I don't know what this is here, but I mean, this is an old shack. Yeah, getting up to almost 2 million. Let's see here. This is a SWAT team coming in, so should be a crack shack. Yeah. I don't know why they put that in there. So this house here, old, tiny. Look at the space you've got between you and your neighbor. I mean, you can stick your hand out and probably touch your neighbor's hand through the window. Like, you've got no land of your own. I mean, you've got just enough to squeeze this house in there, and you've got your windows squeezed together. I would be somewhat angry if this was a mansion. Wow, $719,000 for this. Like, you have no land, you have not much of a house, and this house is ready to be bulldozed. Like, it's old as hell. Wow, I got 5 out of 16, so I failed to understand the Vancouver market clearly. Now, they have a second version of it, so let's try this version here. Let's take a look here. This is the first house. I mean, I can see it has some extra land here on the side. I mean, at least the houses aren't squeezed together. But I would guess that this is a crack shack. Correct. This place, yeah, I think it's a crack shack. I mean, is this something you would want to live in? Let's take a look. $1.38 million. What would be your maximum offer, for real, on a property like this? And but yeah, it's listed for 1.38 million, and most of them sell for more than what they're listed for. So, you know, these listed prices are not there to waste time. They sell like hotcakes. So let's move on here. This place here, covered in bush. Yeah, I mean, you've got like, where's your windows? I mean, it's all covered. And look at the space between these two. But considering this home is kind of a little more modern, I'm assuming that this is actually going to be somewhat of an expensive area. So I'm going to choose mansion. Correct. Almost $1.3 million for this property. So if you're living in an area and your homes are $200,000-$300,000 and you think they're expensive, well, here's a reality check where it could always be worse. This place here, boarded up a little bit, not boarded up, but it's fenced up. Looks pretty old, but I have a feeling that this is going to be expensive. Wow, wrong again. So this is a certified crack shack. This must be a crack shack, unless they have a lot of land. You can't really tell. Old house, rotting steps, absolutely nothing appealing about this property. Crack shack. Correct. This place here got a little bit of privacy. It's got some land, but completely untaken care of. I'm gonna guess mansion. Yep, look at this. 1.6 million. 1.6 million. Wow. So if I had $1 million, I would borrow $600K from my parents just to get this place. Yeah, that's insane. So this place here, okay, well, considering all the marijuana plants, I gotta put crack shack. Correct. This place here, again, really untaken care of, but yeah, they got a little bit of land here. I'm gonna guess mansion. Correct. $1.7 million. I mean, even deduct $1 million off that property, and I think it's a ripoff, an absolute ripoff. But no, that's the going price. This place here, How could it not be a crack shack? Like, who would live in these conditions? Anyone who has, $1 million plus mortgage, you would think would have some kind of living standard. So this just has to be a crack shack. Wrong. 1.18 million. Um, this is unbelievable. Yeah, 1.18 million. This place here, again, just nobody takes care of this property. Look at this grass. I would say it's a crack shack, but it's not completely damaged and stuff. So I'm gonna actually guess that it's in a nice area. It's a mansion. Yeah, correct. Over $1 million. $1,095,000. A Vancouver mansion. This is on fire, and they haven't shown much of the house, so I think it's pretty obvious this is a crack shack on fire. Yep. So down here, this actually looks a little bit better taken care of. Kind of low resolution picture, but I would say it's a mansion. Oh, it was a crack shack. This place here, I don't know where that is. This might be a trick question because this looks like a building, not a house. So I wonder if there was some drug-related situation. I'm gonna guess crack shack. Correct. So this is the Bank of Canada, the manufacturer of cheap credit. Another dangerous and highly addictive substance. That's funny. Okay, so this is, I would say this is a mansion. Look at this, $2.6 million for this. Yeah, this is, so look at this. Never mind, our median income is lower than Hamilton and Windsor. We have mountains. Wow. So this place here, kind of covered up with trees. Looks like a little bit of land. I'm going to try mansion. Over $1 million. Wow. This place, kind of a crappy photo, but some land there. Let's say mansion. Okay, that's a crack shack. Okay, we got 11 out of 16. So that's actually not too bad on this one. But if you're watching from the States and you want to kind of see, the Canadian dollar is now at 135. So on a $2 million price, you're looking at 1,047,000 or 48,000 US, or 477,000, 1,476,000 US. Now let's take a look at some homes like in Detroit, where homes are really cheap right now. Just as a comparison, I mean, you got this property here, 2,000 square feet, far greater condition than most of the ones we looked at. Huge house compared to some of the ones we looked at, and it's selling for $7,000. Now, of course, Detroit has some major economic problems right now and a lot of vacant homes, etc. But it just, to take a look at the contrast, how one area can be on one spectrum of the economy and the other one is in such a booming economy, it's just unbelievable. So if we go back here, we've got like this property here for $7,500. And pretty nice property. 1,700 square foot home, and you can tell the price has dropped. Look at this. September was 12,000, October 11,000, November 10,000, December 8,900. I mean, the price just keeps dropping. So most likely this home will sell for a couple $1,000, $2,000-3,000, which is incredible. So what else is here? I mean, this kind of looks like a Vancouver style home. $7,500. I mean, this doesn't look like a bad home. Kind of the type of siding that we have in Vancouver on some of the homes. Yeah, it's pretty dirty. Whoever left, but that can be cleaned up. $7,500. And now, I mean, let's take a look at some homes in Las Vegas, for example. Uh, their property prices, of course, are higher than Detroit, but in comparison, it's a large city, active city. Uh, a lot of money's being dumped there by tourists. And look at the properties you can get here. So you've got a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. Okay. $125,000. Look at this property. Yeah, and I mean it's a fairly nice house inside, fairly modern. Fairly decent and clean and decent shape. And yeah, $125,000. I mean, two of those homes would be required as a down payment for some of these crack shacks in Vancouver. This property here, $129,000. Yes, it's been listed for 684 days on Zillow. It's 2 years. They've been trying to sell this property and they can't sell it at this price. And those crack shacks for $2 million are selling within days. Most of them within a few weeks, even for the $2 million properties. I mean, you've got multiple offers on a lot of them where you have 7-8 different people, fighting to get the property, and the price just keeps going up as people make better offers. Look at this property right here, $130,000. A fairly nice home. Okay, the kitchen's not that old compared to some of those crack shacks. So $130,000. 414 days listed. Already almost 8,000 people looked at this property, and no one, at least online here, views, and no one was interested enough to make an offer because clearly for that area that home is overpriced. This home here, like this property here, would be an expensive mansion in Vancouver. I can tell it's boarded up a little bit, but this would be $1.5-2 million home, like even 1.5 million in the suburbs, and West Vancouver area would be like 2.5 million. Yeah, look at this home here. I mean, this is a nice home in Vancouver. Well over $1 million in the suburbs for a property like this, and you got $225,000. And in Vancouver, this would be well over $2 million. So 10 times cheaper, just a few hours drive away. So we've got this property here, $200,000. Does it tell how long it's been listed? Oh, this one's been only for 16 days. 1,800 square feet. This here looks like a nice home. 160 days, 6 months listed, and still not sold. Fairly nice home. A fairly decent neighborhood with newer style homes. Only 200 grand. This place here, Nevada, listed for 200 days. $154,000. Your mortgage is $600 a month. I mean, in Vancouver, to rent a condo, a 1-bedroom condo with den, sorry, not in Vancouver, in the suburbs, 45-minute drive from Vancouver, you're looking at about between $1,200 to $1,500 a month. In Vancouver, you'd be looking $2,500 to $3,000 to rent a condo, and here your entire mortgage is $600. I mean, I know people that are paying $5,000, $6,000 a month mortgages, and their whole family is chipping in to make those mortgage payments on, crappy homes. Nothing special, nothing to be proud of. Look at this property here. $144,000, 389 days, more than 1 year it's been listed. You've had, doesn't tell you how many people looked here, all-time views. Oh, since listing, yeah, almost 4,000 people looked at this property, online at least, and no one picked it up. So, wow. This property here, so this is a nice house here too, fairly nice inside, fairly decent. A little bit older appliances, but a decent house. Some of the stuff is a little more modern, but $141,000. I mean, you can't buy a one-bedroom condo out in the suburbs of Vancouver for $141,000. I had a friend recently bought a fairly old condo. I think it was 900 square feet or so, one bedroom and a den, for I think it was $219,000. In Vancouver, that same property would have been over $600,000. Yeah. So yeah, that's Vancouver for you. We've got a major bubble that's going to burst eventually. A lot of the Asians are putting their money in here as fast as they can, trying to buy these $2.5 million properties. I have talked to some of them, and they say, "Oh no, the Vancouver prices are going to keep going up. You know, for many years, these properties will one day be worth over 10 million. We're going to make a lot of money." And you know, sometimes they're coming in, and there's new condos being built, and they're severely overpriced. I mean, they're selling them for 2 to 3 times what they're realistically worth, and they're buying up 10 at a time. You know, they're trying to grab them, and there are neighborhoods in Vancouver that are known, like especially some of the nicer neighborhoods that have as much as 33% vacancy. So some of the Asians purchased these properties. They don't even live here in Canada. They bought them as an investment. They're not renting them out. They're paying heavy maintenance fees of $500+ a month, and property taxes, just hoping that these 1 million or $1.5 million condos are going to be worth 5 million one day. I mean, that's what they're hoping for, and clearly they're going to dump hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars into this market, and they'll be lucky if they can pull out 20-30% of it, or maybe 40%. So yeah, that's our Vancouver market, our bubble waiting to burst. Anyways, one day I'll try to make another video for you guys, but hope you enjoyed. Check out the website if you want to play the game, or show it to your friends and see if they're able to guess. But it's crackshack or mansion.com. Have a good one, guys.